I can't feel no better. 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 I can't I can't I can't I can't I can't now for a break. I can't feel no better.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy, the Saint Eternal One, Saint Dez, and I'm coming to you with our fourth show. Yes, we already have got to almost an entire full month in this pretty much show, and this is the. In case you didn't know what this is the Southern Championship Class Wrestling Reborn, and this is a TEW 2016 Fire Pro Wrestling World combination YouTube series, and this is your boy right here, the Saint Eternal One, getting ready to let us know where we at now. So if you've been with us throughout this whole process, you know that we've been having some shows, and pretty much even though our match show ratings have been going down, our attendance have been going up, and we still have been growing in our region. So almost like any type of thing, when you get that first buzz about it, everyone is truly excited to see what the true hype is all about. So I think what's going on, everyone have heard the hype. We're still growing, even though we starting to drop now as far as the hype is concerned. Our goal right now is to see if we are able to continue to keep the interest of the fans and see if we're going to either go up or go down as far as our interest is concerned. So one of the things we got going on is, if you looked at our last show, we pretty much had Chip Conduct. He defeated one of our newest signings and stuff. It was Desert Storm, but he's pretty much just someone to just kind of enhance our wrestlers and stuff. And then Chip Conduct insults some kids, and Jedediah, he comes out there for the save. So that's one of the storylines that we got going on in the SCCW right now. Then the good old boys defeated another group of signings that we have. Jack Griffith on today's show is going to basically make his return to the ring, and he's been one of the Stonewalls, the foundations of the SCCW, and after Demons, and after being on the independent circuit and stuff, and after just trying to grasp hold of his life, he's trying to make that true comeback today. So he's gonna be on the show today. Lazy Perfection, they actually expressed that they're a team to be serious. So even though we got an Insomniac and we got a true Indian born wrestler that is just thinking highly of himself, you put them together and they want everyone to know that they is going to be a team to take serious. Willie York is basically that MMA fighter that we have on the roster, and he's pretty much just going through the competition, and he's causing everyone to submit to what he's doing right now. So he's someone we're going to have to take serious and see what he's getting ready to do. The Dark Lopes, that's pretty much, myself, St. Dez, and Old English. Pretty much, we're still trying to show everyone that this is our company as we just defeat some more people that we signed onto the roster and stuff. Ace Mayhem is wanting to express to everybody that they are wanting the tag team titles, and their manager, Sweet Tabitha, she's pretty much just getting over with the crowd, because every time that we see them out there in front of the crowd, she got the look. So everyone is thinking that she's one of the most beautiful women in all of wrestling right now. So we're going to see if Aces of Mayhem is going to be able to prove that they deserve the SCCW tag team titles. And then we got our first match with Sergeant Bubba Lee West, and he didn't disappoint. So not only did he prove and try to just show that the lack of discipline in wrestling is real, he defeats Xavier Ferrer Ferrara, who was one of our new signings. But then after he beats him, he forced Ferrara to do push-ups, and then he beat him down again before the show took an ended. So we're getting ready to go into this next episode, this next show and stuff, and I hope that you stay with us and just see where we're going as far as that next episode. Pretty much everything was basically a plus for us, which we always want to have because any negative is a bad, and that's why I'm thinking even more hard about getting rid of Desert Storm, because I'd rather for him to just not be on the roster at all than to be something wrong for us. So we pretty much is getting ready to go into our next show. So here we go. All right, y'all. We are now ready to have this match, and pretty much we have now 681 people actually viewing the show and stuff, and we are steady just doing great work or whatever. And we are at the Sweatbox, so we actually got, instead of a generic place, we got a actual venue, and the venue is called the Sweatbox. So this is the last show of the month, and this is what we got. We got Jedediah coming out and telling Chip Conduct that his day will come. So he's basically letting everyone know that his day is coming and when he's going to get the revenge on Chip Conduct. And we see that the storyline between Jedediah and Chip Conduct is going forward. The next thing we have on the show is Tank Bradley. He haven't been on the show for a while, and it hasn't been, seen in the SCCW in a while, but we see that he had a match and he defeats, Melvin Otto, and we still just, for whatever reason, Tank Bradley is just not giving us the match ratings that we need and stuff. But pretty much he shows up. He had a good, he was there. But Tank Bradley, I think, is going to be one of those wrestlers that when it's all said and done, he's going to fall extremely far down the card. So now we have Tank Bradley, and he's actually letting everyone know how important it is to have a free mind. So even though he's not a great wrestler, he may be Hulk Hogan in a sense, because even though he may only have 3 movesets, he's getting over well with the crowd right now. And he's telling everyone how important it is to have that free mind and that free will and that free spirit. Now when we have this decent match, we have Lazy Perfection going against 2 of the signings that we had, Cobra and Seth Whitehead. And pretty much we see that, Lazy Perfection is trying to let everyone know that they try to tell everyone that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. And we see that they, basically didn't fall short on that. And we see Lazy Joe, he hits pretty much, I think, Cobra with the wake-up call. So right now, Casimir Singh, he carries the match. But, Lazy Perfection is going to be a real team. And we see that, the Dark Low and Lazy Perfection storyline has now been advanced. So we are getting into our storylines now. Chip Conduct, he comes out now and he tells everyone that he's not scared of Jedediah. So right now, Jedediah, he's pretty much, he done told, Chip Conduct that he's going to take and get him back for all the stuff that he's been doing, how he treated those kids, and payback is, pretty much something that's going to be in his future. But Chip Conduct, he basically is telling the crowd he's not worried about Jedediah and anyone else in the SCCW. Willie York is still having just those dominating performances, and he did it right here against Josie. And what we're seeing right now is Willie York is just a menace he's just a force to be reckoned with in the SCCW. Shane Sneer is coming out with the good old boys, and he tells St. Dez that, hey, you don't want this. This is my company still. This will always be my company. And just know that as long as I'm here, this will be my company. So he's telling St. Dez the Southern Championship Clash Wrestling is his baby. Doing this, we have the Aces of Mayhem to come out and do a true stare down with the good old boys. So we seen last, episode is that, the Aces of Mayhem, they wanted to let everyone that they a team to be reckoned with. They after the tag team titles, and they've been seeing how well that the good old boys have been in the wrestling ring, and now they doing a true stare down to let pretty much the good old boys know that they here, they ain't playing. So we see that this segment and this feud is getting ready to already start up, and we're going to see where we can go from here with this. Now we have that match. Finally, Southern Justice, Jack Griffith, he makes the return to the ring, and he does it in a very great outing right now. He pretty much beat, Xavier Ferreira, and he beats him with the Jack in the Box. So after a long awaited hype and stuff that was going on as far as Jack Griffith is concerned, he had a great showing, and he let the fans have what they've been waiting for all this time. So can Jack Griffith take and make that climb back to the top of the mountain in the Southern Championship Class Wrestling? And that is the end of this show. We'll see how we'll receive. So pretty much we still have like the same production values and attendance. Everything is down still, but we're still climbing in popularity. And where we had a show rating of 34 last episode, we're now at 36. So we're in between, and it seems like since we steady getting people to come to our show, we finally got a true venue in the Sweatbox, and now we're actually, I think we finally are plateaued, and we're now getting ready to start building upon our audience and stuff. So after that, I think we are ready and set to have just a great next month come February, and see where we are as far as a company and as an organization. See what we're about to have go on now. As I'm saying, and as I thought. So let's get ready to see where we're actually placed. We now at the screen, so let's go ahead and see what the wrestling world said about our show last night. We in front of, was at the Sweatbox. We had the 681 fans, and we're still getting that mainly positive. The company has won many fans, so we're still climbing up that ladder. We're still getting good reviews and stuff. So as long as we can have this going on, I think we're going to be on the right track. So pretty much we're doing the things that's needed to be done. So let's see what our overall total was. In all, we wind up losing $78,214 in January. That hurt my feelings. But we still have $20,253 in the bank. So hopefully we can go from here and we can start climbing up instead of going down. So here's what our total expenditures and finances in January looks like. When January end, we had a total of $20,253. We lost $78,214. We made almost $30,000. Was around $8,100 as far as sponsorship, and almost at $3,000 in merchandise, and around $2,100 in miscellaneous. We paid out $70,000 as far as workers, and $9,000 as far as the show. I think our worker cost is getting ready to be more leveled out because we're not spending as much as far as per night on our wrestlers, because at one point I was literally setting out like $1,000 for a wrestler, so maybe that's going to go down some. Then it's like the marketing and our merchandise, we almost around $1,300 for that. And as I said, the production is going to come down a whole lot more, and then the miscellaneous is around $1,300. So I think when it's all said and done, we're going to do a whole lot better worker wise, and I think we're going to be better off when it's all said and done. So I think this is where we're going to be going, either better or for worse, and hopefully we can continue to go in the route that I want to go, because I want to be able to have a show every week instead of having to have one every month. So if we can able to do that, then we're going to be fine. But if we're going to have to go every month, then we're going to suffer greatly as far as storylines is concerned. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and I'm going to show you where we are as far as the storylines is concerned. We right now We got Lazy Perfection. They pretty much has had two great set of matches as far as what they doing. So we had 42 as far as our ratings right now. Even though it's at 39, I think that the Jedediah and Chip Conduct is going to be one of our strong storylines going forward. We got pretty much, we still building the characters of Bubba Lee West and Tank Bradley. Tank Bradley is right now one of my biggest disappointments as far as this series is concerned, because I was wanting to really have him be someone to, if nothing else, build up Sergeant Lee West to actually be someone that could potentially, hopefully, maybe be in the world title picture. But right now, Tank Bradley is nothing more than, I think, a glorified enhancement talent that just knows how to play to the crowd. And then we have the Aces of Mayhem. They basically, I think they're going to be one of those backbones in our tag team division, because after they called out the Good Old Boys, it seemed like the crowd has got really behind them as well. And even though the storyline didn't go forward, we see that Jack Griffith and Willie York, their characters are really being developed, and I think that this is going to be something that we can push towards. So one of the things I always do each and every time that I play out an entire month, I always go into the auto push, and unless I have a particular wrestler or wrestlers that I want to keep at that particular push, I always do an auto push, and I set it up to have them go for it. So this is where we at as we get ready to go from here and get ready to end this particular show. Right now, we still don't have any champions because we haven't had a pay-per-view, and I'm thinking about having the championships done at the pay-per-view. Right now, if you look at our creative sides, the franchise, this is what the entire world is seeing us right now. Right now, we saying that Kashmir Singh, part of the Lazy Perfection, is the number one wrestler in our company. Right under that, we have Old English and St. Dez. They're pretty much the 1 and 2, pretty much as far as our company is concerned. Jack Griffith, he's steady. He's still in there. He's coming in at number 4, but when we first started out, he was like our number 1 wrestler. So he's going to have to really continue to build himself to actually get him where I wanted him to be at. And now I wanted him to be like the main focal point as far as our company is concerned. And as much as I didn't think it would be, I think he's going to be Sergeant Bubba Lee West. He has that charisma, he has that star presence, and he is right now number 5 as far as being a franchise player for Southern Class Championship Class Wrestling. We don't have any big things yet, meaning we don't have that future superstar that Southern Championship Class Wrestling thinks of. But then when we look at all of the potential wrestlers as far as hot prospects, as I said, I signed a lot of people to be underneath the banner for at least 3 years as an exclusive pay per appearance wrestler. And we have the wrestlers, but the one in particular that I want us to focus on is going to be number 4, and that is Ray Snow. And everyone else, who knows, they may wind up being extremely valuable to us later on, but right now Ray Snow is the one that I'm actually wanting to focus on as far as where we go from here. Saying that they talk the talk, we have Shane Sneer, who's pretty much that owner. He's like that color commentator. Grace Harper, she's still doing great and things as far as being on the announcing team as far as a color commentator. And Michaela Milk, who hasn't truly made his appearance yet for us in Southern Championship Class Wrestling, but I think that he's going to prove his worth once he gets out there in front of the crowd. And we're seeing that here's pretty much our roster of showstoppers, and here's our ring generals. And right now, it's saying that Willie York, he's our number 1 hot wrestler. Even though I'm pushing them to the moon, Tank Bradley is number 2, but I'm not really behind him. We got Sergeant Bubba Lee West, Jack Griffith, and Tim Lee Langston. So right now, to me, Tank Bradley is like that. He's overhyped right now in my eyes. And what is a great thing. I don't have who's a not, meaning who's not having any momentum. All of these wrestlers I could care less. And one of the things I'm going to probably do as we speak, I'm going to probably get rid of Desert Storm because, as I said, I don't want anybody on our roster that could cause us any problems. And the more that you lose, the worse that you do. It's one of those things that they become that negative influence, and I don't want anybody to be a negative influence for us. So, as of right now, to be one of the last things that I do for this particular show, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release him. So, well, I hope that y'all liked what we've been doing so far, and I am going to go ahead and show you the size of our company. And if you see it, we're still the importance of 21, and our popularity is 23 in the region. So right now, as we continue to show everybody who we are in the Southeast, we 23, and we kind of spilling over into the Southwest, the Tri-State, and other places. So we steady letting ourselves be known to people, but to actually go to the next level, we're going to have to reach at least 29%. So before we can hit that next level, we're going to have to get up at least 6% more in the Southeast region and stuff. So I truly appreciate y'all being with me. Stay on this channel, continue to follow us, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Stay real, stay true, and this is the St. Turner one saying goodbye.